Perfect. Just super proud of the team. If I'm going to start with an opening statement, it's just going to be so proud of these young ladies and how they've stuck together and just refocused on the next right thing over and over and over. And I thought today was a great example of that. If it goes great, congratulations, get to the next right thing. If it goes poorly, congratulations, get to the next right thing. And I thought we just did a great job of grinding, sticking together, trusting the process, and shots fell in the second half. But I thought in terms of defensive efforts, I thought that was about as consistent as we've been all year in terms of make, miss, whatever it is, of just finding ways to guard. So my overall thought is just how proud I am of this group of young women and their ability to stick together and find a way to keep moving this program forward.
Coach, about as cliche as basketball can get, defense field offense, offense field defense. A little bit about that third quarter and this team's ability to blend those two and the killer instinct of this team to pull away when it matters.
Yeah, I think a lot of it she's not here with us, but I thought Danny Barch was huge in that, to be honest. Danny's a kid that's been up and down and all around, battling some physical things this year. And I thought when we needed her, when the moment was big, Danny stepped up and hit 2 pick and pop threes. Obviously, Mac found her, and she was able to have 5 assists in the second half. But Danny hits 2 big threes, and I think that Danny is such an emotional linchpin for our group that when those went in for her, it really gassed our girls up. They were excited to see that. A kid who's been through that, she cares about this program so much. And I think that was the reason in the third quarter you saw that level of energy pick up, in particular when it was her making them. I thought that our kids really fed off her ability to step up in that moment. But yeah, we held them at 40 for a long time as we stretched that thing out. And yeah, we're just really proud, but I thought Danny's back-to-back threes were huge in that moment.
For the players, can you guys talk about, the first half you were 1 of 13 from 3-point range, and, what was the discussion at halftime and why you guys all of a sudden, kept pushing for that and y'all started dropping?
Oh, that seems like the topic of conversation for this game. I think for us, we just really honed in on, our capability and our practicing in the past of just, having a short-term memory and then just keep shooting it. Like when you practice all those shooting or all those shots, they just come naturally, and you just got to stay focused on what you can do and what you know, and then, yeah.
Yeah, and I think to add on to that, we were taking good shots in the first half. They just weren't falling. So I think mentally everyone was just like, keep taking those good shots, they're going to fall. This is not the first time that's happened, so just sticking with it, having confidence.
They've got 3 better scoring guards in the league, and Hasman and Nelson. They scored some, but they took a lot of shots to get there. What was the game plan on them, and how much was it a whole team effort to sort of force them into those touchdowns?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're 2 of the best guards in our league. And in terms of a backcourt, they make up a really, really strong backcourt. It was a huge focus all week, just how do we keep them out of the paint? How do we make that as difficult as possible? And I thought that, honestly, a lot of it comes from playing them in Moscow the first time. And it's been a long time since we played, but we've done a lot of things differently defensively because of the way they exposed us in that second game we played them. They're just such a good pick and pop team that they stretch you and they put you in so many weird spots with our coverages. So we changed our ball screen coverages. I don't want to say to guard this team, but because of this team. And so I thought that was really beneficial here today, that as we went through, the last 4 weeks working on stuff, it was certainly keyed up for this game and for a chance to get right with this team. But I thought it was a total team effort. There were a lot of switches. There were a lot of chances for different people to keep them in front and just not foul. And I thought in terms of being really, really physical up to the point of when they shot it and then trying to back away and keep your hands off and make them finish really hard shots, we did a really good job of taking it right to that line and then trying to, again, just make them really, really difficult, because those are 2 of the best guards. Nelson's so tough when she can get even with you, get to your side. And I thought we did a much better job this game of keeping her in front of us, keeping our hips in front of her, so she has to shoot over, under, around, and then the same with Hassman. But I thought I was really proud of our ability to just make them inefficient for 2 really efficient, really high-quality players.
Yeah, in the first half, for the players, if you guys talk about this, you did have a lot of success going to the basket, and their coach talked about how you guys were able to stretch them out. What were you guys able to do, or what was kind of the game plan when the long distance shots weren't going? How you guys were able to get to the basket so easily?
I think the biggest thing is catching as a shooter. We talk about that a lot. For me, that's what I've been trying to work on the most. But just catching as a shooter, they kind of jumped, and so getting that lane, and we try and get to the heart and playing off 2 feet. And if the layup's there, then great. If not, see out, and that's kind of what we did. But the shots weren't falling. But yeah, I'd say that.
I would say that our skill to go downhill is really valuable with our team. We have a lot of really athletic players who can, attack and get to the rim and see out, which helps allow us to find open players. So yeah, just really focusing on that and continuing to take the shots that are good for our team.
Yeah, Nate, just maybe in the context of everything the program and the team has had to sort of deal with this year, how big of a win is this to get to the semifinal?
I mean, I just think of somebody like it brings me back to Danny. Not to make this press conference all about Danny, but she's the one who's been here the longest, and obviously these two played tremendous. But it brings me back to Danny in terms of that's a kid who cares so much and wants to move this program forward. And at the end of the day, that's what we're all here for, is to move this program forward. And so whatever happened in the regular season, whoever's coaching this team moving forward, like wins like this help move this program forward. If we get another one tomorrow, we continue to move this program forward. We leave it better than we found it. And so, like I said, this regular season wasn't the most normal regular season. It wasn't. There was good times, there was bad times, there was everything in between, but it was such a great lesson for these young ladies to learn that, like, just staying in the game is half the battle. Just don't quit today. And so I thought they did a tremendous job of that, and getting to see the reward of a win here, helps them understand, like, hey, hard work pays off. Sticking together pays off. And so that's probably the biggest thing, is it helps move this program forward through a regular season that it was sometimes hard to see how this was moving the program forward.
Nate, you beat the number 3, now you have the number 2 tomorrow, right? What are your initial thoughts on that matchup? There's another team with a clearly defined identity that you're playing tomorrow.
Yeah. I think that everyone in this room knows how talented NAU is. I don't think it's any secret that they've been a tremendous team all year. Offensively, they're really tough. They have, probably arguably the top. I don't even think it's arguably. They have the best post player in our league. They have one of the best point guards in the league. They have a plethora of wings who can make plays all over the floor. So they're a really, really talented basketball team. But we're excited about it because we earned our spot in the semifinals, and we're gonna compete the same way we did today. Our focus has simply been how do we go 1-0 tomorrow? Like, are we gonna stop NAU? Probably not. They're pretty talented, but can we compete like crazy, create enough stops that we find a way to have one more point than them? That'll be our goal. And so they're a tremendous team. I have the utmost respect for what they do and what they've done in this league over the last 4 years. They have taken off and become a really class team. But I'm really excited about our group, the way we played today, and the opportunity we have tomorrow. Thank you.